What's up, everybody? It's Jay. Thank you all so much for all the support that you've been hitting up the last couple of videos. I see the comments, I see the likes, and I super appreciate it. But that's not going to stop us from rolling forward because I'm not watching all that. I'm looking at what's going on in gaming, and we just got a heck of a surprise. I didn't see this coming. This happened overnight when I was sleeping, but it looks like Assassin's Creed has apologized to Japan. Okay, that's a little bit of a shocking coincidence because we've been calling out Assassin's Creed for a while now. You've seen it on my Twitter, X. Of course, no videos because we just started doing that. But you've been seeing a lot of people calling them out because it's a lot of nonsense what's going on. They're just making shit up as they go. We know that. We know that for sure. But let's go and see and dig into the apology, okay? So, this is only to the Japanese community. They've made that clear at the top. They say, to our esteemed Japanese community, a message from the Assassin's Creed Shadows development team. First, we want to express our heartfelt thanks for all your support for the Assassin's Creed series, which now has its own history spanning almost 20 years. I wonder if AC would mind if we went and co-opted that history and changed it to our will. Probably not, right? Anyway, let's continue. Over this time, we've explored various settings, time periods, and characters from an assassin during the Third Crusade to a Viking in the 9th century England and countless more. Okay, this is not an apology so far. This is just a resume. Okay. For many of our team, creating Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan has been a long cherished dream, and honestly, the fans have been asking this for a while now, and I know I've wanted this as well. Since the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows received many positive reactions, but also some criticism, including from you, our Japanese players. First of all, what I see here is they're trying to distract a little bit, right? Many positive reactions, but some criticism. I have seen almost exclusive criticism. The game itself is Assassin's Creed. It looks like the gameplay is going to be good if we're honest with ourselves, even though we're angry at what they've done with the game. The gameplay is probably going to be really good, but it's not going to be a hit like they really need it to be or that they're expecting. So they continue. We share your passion for history and deeply respect your care for the historical and cultural integrity of your rich heritage. That is absolute nonsense because so much has been said already, okay? First of all, Yusuke is not a samurai. He was never a samurai. We don't have to get into the details of what he was, but that's almost certainly not the case. The person whose book that they're following and who they spoke to edited the Wikipedia page, okay, to write his book, so his book would be based on accurate history. But he changed the Wikipedia page so it could match his book. This guy, I respect the grind, but it was based on nonsense. It's based on his fantasy that he would like to see be real. It's fake. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, not to mention all the other things that AC has been called out for, like they appropriated logos and all that, but. Let's continue. We would like to address a few points to clarify our intentions and creative decisions. Overall authenticity efforts. We have put significant effort into ensuring an immersive and respectful representation of feudal Japan. However, our intention has never been to present any of our Assassin's Creed games, including Assassin's Creed Shadows, as factual representations of history or historical characters. Instead, we aim to spark curiosity and encourage players to explore and learn about the historical settings we get inspired by. This is true, okay? That's true, but at the same time, they haven't pretty much gone out of their way to disrespect cultures. They always have stuck with cultures. You get an Italian in Italy, you know what I mean? You get a Viking in a Viking time, right? They disrespected Japan, without a doubt. Okay, Assassin's Creed Shadows is first and foremost designed to be an entertaining video game that tells a compelling historical fiction set of feudal Japan. It's designed to be an entertaining video game that tells a compelling historical fiction set in feudal Japan. Okay. So it's just fiction. Okay. Our team extensively collaborated with external consultants, and they were mostly full of garbage. You should see the woman that they spoke to. She, historians, researchers, and internal teams at Ubisoft Japan to inform our creative choices. Why then? Why did they speak to them if it's historical fiction? And why were they wrong so much if they had all these people that they spoke to, right? I feel like partially they had these people there to confirm their own biases and to just say, oh, we spoke to historians. I'm sure there's teams that worked hard, but in the final decisions, I almost feel like they just said, who cares, right? Let's get the close right and continue. All right, the third page of 4. This is a long apology. They messed up. Despite these sustained efforts, we acknowledge that some elements in our promotional materials have caused concern within the Japanese community. For this, we sincerely apologize. All game footage presented so far is in development, and the game will keep evolving until launch. That is a really sleazy way to say nothing you've seen is guaranteed to be released. That's just, it's still there. We saw it. That is what you plan to be in the game, okay? Based on the constructive criticism that we've received, we will continue our efforts until we put this game into your hands and beyond. We also want to clarify that while we have been consulting with many people throughout the development process, they are in no way responsible for the decisions that are taken by the creative teams in the interest of gameplay and entertainment. So, yes, they are. You consulted them. They are the consultants you chose. The information they gave you, whether you went with it or not, was, yes, your decision. But if the information they gave you wasn't true or was inaccurate and you used that to base your decisions, then, yeah, they deserve plenty of criticism as well as the people that you had choose them to be the people that you were talking to and making your design and gameplay elements, choices, etc. decisions from. Consequently, we respectfully request that any criticism not be directed at our collaborators, both internal and external. Oh, whatever. They're going to be, and they should be. Absolutely. Creative liberties and historical inspirations. Oh, this is interesting. While we strive for authenticity in everything that we do, Assassin's Creed games are a work of fiction inspired by real historical events and figures. From its inception, the series has taken creative license and incorporated fantasy elements to craft engaging and immersive experiences. These are weasel words. These are weasel words. The representation of Yusuke in our game is an illustration of this. His unique and mysterious life made him an ideal candidate to tell an Assassin's Creed story with the setting of feudal Japan as the backdrop. Just say it. Okay? Just say it. While Yusuke is depicted as a samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows, we acknowledge that this is a matter of debate and discussion. No, it is not. The Japanese people have been clear on this. He is not a samurai. Was not a samurai. And you chose him to be your samurai in the game, right? When there were Japanese people that you could have used, and I'm not even going to name names, but you absolutely had opportunity to use actual samurai in your game, and you chose not to. Instead, the ones that you chose to keep in your game are the ones that Yusuke goes and smashes their heads and is disrespectful to. That was your decision. Okay. We have woven this carefully into our narrative. And with our other lead character, the Japanese shinobi, I can't say it now, who is equally important to the game, our dual protagonists provide players with different gameplay styles, which I agree with. Sure, certainly you have her a shinobi, and him a samurai. I mean that it's good. I liked it. That whole idea is good. I think it'll be fun, and I know that you can't. Like, there's missions that you are him, there's missions that you are her, there's no swapping in those missions. The regular game itself, I'm sure you can swap back and forth, but my understanding is there's very specific times where you are him or her, and that's it. We greatly value your feedback and encourage you to continue sharing your thoughts respectfully. Well, people get angry, and they're not going to be respectful, so deal with it. All right. In your apology, don't tell other people how to react to you being disrespectful. I will say that this is a half apology. This is really not much of an apology at all. While we understand that meeting everyone's expectations is very difficult, we sincerely hope that Assassin's Creed Shadows launches on November 15th. Players in Japan and around the world will appreciate the dedication, effort, and passion we have poured into it. The Assassin's Creed Shadows development team. Yeah, this is such a half apology. But despite the we acknowledge that some elements in their promotional... Oh, so they're apologizing for their promotional material. Okay, there's an apology. But then they constantly backtrack from it and say, we also have creative liberties. It's a half apology. I mean, they did say apologize. They did, okay. They did say apologize. But I feel like they need to watch this video right here and just kind of reflect.
We used to conquer worlds, now we wonder why. Gay Japan, a gay samurai. Go broke, got nothing to gain. DEI gaming driving us insane.
Indeed, yes. Make sure you go check out my videos. I made that the other day, and that was before this apology. But yeah, it's called DEI on Arrival. Go woke, go broke. So let's get into a little more of the Assassin's Creed situation, okay? On that Park Place, we're going to jump over here real quick. So what drove the apology? Why are they apologizing? Is it this? This might be a good reason. There's also something else I couldn't find, again. Basically, so you know how like when something's really bad and it goes to the Senate in the United States, there's a parliament in Japan as well, where they are so angry at Ubisoft for what they've done. There are issues for Assassin's Creed going to their parliament. That is insane. That's crazy. It kind of reminds me when Hillary Clinton said that there was all these scenes in Mass Effect and it became this big congressional thing back when she was almost a nobody. That was hilarious. If anyone recalls that from way back when, they tried to cancel Mass Effect, and then when the scenes came out, it was like, no, this is the dumbest thing ever. What are you doing? Anyway, okay, so there is a petition going on right now in Japan that has a lot of signatures. This is the translation. In such history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the essence and role of samurai. This is a serious insult to the Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia. So it then calls Ubisoft to stop developing the game, which we know is not going to happen, but obviously you need to make a statement and say this is our demand. We call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. Yeah, the people in Japan aren't really sitting down. So the update over here, so right now, this is the page over on change.org. It has nearly 95,000 signatures. 740 people signed today. All right, so it's still moving along. I'm sure it slowed down a bit, but still getting 740 people today, like what 1,000 people a day maybe. So that's significant. But for me, I wonder if it's something like this, right? Or they saw the criticism and they're actually sorry, or is it something more like this? Do you think? What do you think it is? What do you think is driving Ubisoft to issue an apology today? I'm kind of thinking it has more to do with this, and their stock price has tanked. This is a 5-day tracker. It went down on the 19th, okay? It dropped from, let's see, right at the end of the 19th, it was sitting around 22. It dropped down to 20.5. It's now 19.6 right now. So what do you think was the real driving factor for them apologizing? Because I kind of feel like it wasn't this. I kind of feel like it wasn't them feeling bad. I feel like it was more this, right? Anyway, so let me know what you all think about this situation. I think it is insane how they continue to dig their own grave in a way. Do you think the game is going to be successful? I think the game's going to do just fine since it's an Assassin's Creed game. People just buy them, right? It's like Madden sells no matter how bad it is. I think this is going to sell. I think it could have sold better than it's going to sell, but I think it's going to still see some success. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Ask me any questions that you might have because I've been gone for a while. Where you been, Jay? Well, I'm not going to tell you right now. You have to ask. All right, thank you, everybody. Catch you. Love you, made a peace. Bye. I feel like she was way closer than him, and you didn't even get hit with it, and he's dead. So that's just a canned death. Like, that's not even environmental, it was canned.